Hey guys, we need to talk about Forever on Netflix. I just got done watching all 8 episodes and I rate this series a solid 9.5/10. I loved it. But the thing that stuck out to me the most were the different parenting styles and how they affected Justin and Keisha's relationship and also their decision making as a whole. But one parent stood out to me the most, right? And I keep thinking like, was this parent the villain or was he the hero? And I'm talking about Quincy, Keisha's dad, right? He had the least amount of screen time, but I think he had a lot of impact on their relationship. So I'm going to talk about these parents today, okay? But before we do, let me introduce myself if you're new here. My name is Brandy, and I realize that you could be on any channel in the world right now, but you're right here with me, and I really do appreciate that. So before we get into things, be sure to like this video, and also subscribe to my channel if you do like watching TV show reviews and also movie reviews. Warning, this review does have spoilers, so if you haven't watched Forever on Netflix yet, save my video, watch Forever first, and then come back and watch this so you can fully understand what I'm talking about, okay? All right, so let's kick off and just talk about how life was for Keisha and Justin before Quincy, Keisha's dad, came to town, right? Keisha and Justin were very much so in love. Keisha, she just got accepted to Howard, and Justin, he had a promising chance of getting into a Northwestern, but he wasn't accepted into Northwestern just yet, right? They had their ups and downs in the relationship. They would block each other back and forth over little squabbles, but nonetheless, they were very much in a serious relationship. I think they were together at least over a year at this point, and they planned on having a future together. Obviously, we all see that Justin was a bit more smitten with Keisha than Keisha was with him. But Keisha came with a lot more experience, right? Keisha had a boyfriend before Justin. Keisha was with Christian. And Justin, this is his first girlfriend ever. This is his first love. So, of course, he's just way more head over heels than Keisha is. Okay, so episode 7, we see Keisha's dad come to town to celebrate her going to Howard. Her family's having a big party for her at their house, right? So this is Quincy's first time meeting Keisha's boyfriend, Justin. And her dad is just a mess. Let me just say that he's funny and he's drunk and he is speaking his mind, okay? So he's in a party like, where Keisha, where's your boyfriend at, right? First of all, he calls Keisha Irk. Like, Irk, where's your boyfriend at, right? So then he figures out who Justin is, and he starts to question Justin. But not just question him, he almost like, he publicly humiliates Justin in front of everybody, right?
So maybe I'm confused about what you're doing. What about school? Heard you was going Northwestern. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Can you speak up?
He's asking Justin, like, what does your future look like? Like, oh, you make music? What kind of music do you make? He even said to Keisha, like, Keisha, your boyfriend doesn't have any confidence. It doesn't seem like he knows where he's going, right? He is publicly humiliating Justin, which was totally not fair, right? Justin comes from a good home. He is the son of Dawn and Eric, right? So he has a daddy. He does not need Quincy, who has been an absentee father. Quincy does not even live in the same country as them. He lives in DR. He is not qualified to tell anybody any parenting tips, but yet he has so much impact on their relationship, okay? Anyway, so he just humiliates the crap out of Justin by questioning his future in front of everybody at the party, right? But Shelly, Keisha's mom, comes to his defense. The cousins come to his defense. Everybody's telling Quincy, like, chill out, right? Especially George. George is Quincy's dad. And George really checks him, right? Because George sees that his son is projecting, right? Because Quincy even said something like, oh, the world doesn't need another Quincy. So he knows that he's a failure. He knows that when he was younger, he didn't know exactly what he wanted to do at that age either. And he wants better for his little daughter, which is kind of understandable, right? So a day or two after her celebration party, we see that Keisha, she's on the phone. She's on FaceTime actually with Justin. And her dad is overhearing the conversation because he's on the living room couch. And her dad says to her after she hangs up with Justin, like,
that little nigga clingy as hell.
You are his whole world. And Keisha and him, they're on the couch and they're having a nice conversation, right? And he admits that he has been an absentee dad. You know, not a deadbeat dad, but just a very absentee father. But he loves her so much and he wants the best for her, right? And this is where I struggle with knowing whether he was right or wrong or just projecting a little bit too much, right? But he proceeds to tell Keisha
that boy is lost.
Does not know where he's going as far as his future, as far as his career, right? And he admits that he knows this because he was the same way when he was Justin's age, right? He was the same way, and he made Keisha's mom, Shelly, his whole world. So he recognizes those characteristics in Justin as well. So he proceeds to tell his daughter,
She was my prize. That's how I ended up getting her pregnant.
what? Like, it's not like I got her pregnant on purpose, but it just happened because we weren't being careful, right? So I think something with that comment really resonated with Keisha about trying to get her pregnant and him being lost, because she probably already had those same feelings brewing inside of her too. Like, she had more direction. Howard was her dream. She was more dead set on her goals, right? And Justin, he plays ball. He likes music. He's applying to Northwestern seriously, but he really doesn't want to go. He's just applying because his parents, Dawn and Eric, want him to go, right? So Keisha sees all of this, but that conversation, I think it really struck a chord, and it really changed the future of their relationship, that one conversation with her dad. And I think that's just so key, how a dad can have a conversation with his young daughter, even an absentee dad, and a dad has so much impact. Even if he wasn't in a household with them, providing for her and her mom financially, he wasn't talking to her every single day. He was absentee. But just to know that this dad has so much of an impact on this young lady that's only 17, 18 years old, to me, that was very emotional to me, right? Like, girls really need their dad. You know, they really do. So nonetheless, right? A few days later, we see Justin and Keisha in the pool. And Justin, he's coming on to her, right? They're in love. They always do, right? Which is very awkward for me, yo. I'm not gonna lie. I had to Google their ages, right? So Keisha in real life, she's 26 and Justin is 23. Because I didn't want to see all that. I didn't want to see kids doing all of that, right? I don't know. Just something about that was very, like, weird to me. But anyway, so we see them in the pool. Justin's trying to get freaky with her, and he don't have no rubber. And she is so turned off by this because, she, again, in her mind, she doesn't say this, but in her head, she's thinking about what her daddy just told her, how he knocked her mom up. So she's thinking this. She's thinking like, oh my God, my dad is right. This guy trying to trap me with a baby, right? Because it happens, right? Guys do try to trap ladies with babies too, right? So she tells him like, yo, you know, that's not cool, man. I really think you're lost. And she used the word lost exactly like her daddy told her a day or so ago. But again, just very impactful how Quincy had that kind of influence on Keisha and affected her decision making. So they're still together after the pool incident, after she calls him lost. But it resonates with him as well. Like, it really, Quincy's impact went right through Keisha, right down to Justin. And mind you, Justin already has good parents, right? But those words, that word lost, she used it on him. And I think it really struck a chord with Justin as well. So he's questioning his whole life. Like, well, maybe I am lost. Like, I don't really want to play ball. I don't want to go to Northwestern, although I applied. I took my time on an application just for my parents. And I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, he's just lost, which in my opinion is perfectly fine. He's only 17, 18 years old. If you're lost at 17, 18 years old, I mean, you will find your way, especially with the type of parents that he has that will help guide him along the way. But anyway, I just thought it was crazy how Quincy affected their relationship. They did go on, they went to the prom. They were still together, you know, for a few months after that, but it was just never the same. I feel like Keisha never looked at Justin the same. And I feel like Justin never looked at himself the same. I feel like he looked at Keisha like, oh my God, like I am very clingy. I'm making her the center of my universe. And, you know, I need to get my own life together. So ironically, he ends up breaking up with Keisha. Keisha didn't break up with him. He broke up with her so he could find himself, so he could get solid and grounded with his goals and his future. All right, so now let's just talk about the other parents a little bit, right? Shelly, Dawn, and Eric. We can't forget about them, right? Shelly, single mom, held down multiple jobs just to get her daughter through private school. She was struggling, right? And just to see that single mom struggling, but look what she produced. Like, Keisha is awesome. Yeah, she had the mistake with Christian with the sex tape, but it's okay. People make mistakes when they're young, right? Shelly did a great job as a single mom. And think about it, Keisha was not lost at all. She knows her dream school. She knows exactly what she wants to do, right? We don't know how it's going to turn out, though, because she's only 17 or 18. Sometimes it can seem like you have it all together at 17 or 18, but then life happens and it all falls apart, right? So, but versus like Justin, right? Justin comes from Dawn and Eric. Eric owns a restaurant. He's a chef. We know that Dawn, she has her college degree. They're a very well-to-do family, right? But Justin still, he's lost. Justin is lost. He doesn't know exactly what he wants to do. And he has all of these resources from Dawn and Eric at his disposal. He comes from a beautiful two-family home, right? And let's talk about his dad for a minute, right? Just quick shout out to Eric. He was the best TV dad that I've seen in a very, very long time. The conversations that Eric was having with Justin, trying to help him develop into a good young man. He wanted him not only to be a good student, be the best athlete he could be, but he wanted him to be a good man to Keisha as well. And Eric, he knew Keisha's past. He knew about the sex tape, but he didn't let that affect him, right? He was a very wise man. But also he knew that the likelihood of Keisha and Justin being together forever was pretty slim, right? So I think in the back of Eric's head, he's just like, listen, let my son get through this heartbreak. Let him deal with her. He needs the experience because this will help shape him and mold him into a better man for whoever he ends up to be with in the future, right? But Eric was just the best TV dad that I saw in a long time, hands down. And Dawn, she got a lot of hate online. A lot of people did not like her helicopter style of parenting, right? But Dawn, I liked her style as a mom. In fact, I really like Dawn and Eric's relationship, right? I think they balanced each other out really well. But Dawn, she was hard. She was hard on him. Yes, she was. She was not playing with her little black son. And she wanted her little black son to end up with a little black girl, right? That was like her dream, right? But I'm not mad at anything that Dawn did in this series to Justin at all. Like, I fully support Dawn on everything she did, even when she said to Justin, like, hey, if you don't have a conversation with Keisha to tell her mom on her own about the sex tape, I'm going to have to tell her. I felt that as a parent, right? Because Shelly deserved to know about that tape and she deserved to be able to support her daughter while her daughter was going through all of that, right? All right. And back to Shelly just for one moment, right? The only thing that Shelly might have made a mistake with, but she made up for it, right? All of these parents were just so good to me, except Quincy. I mean, he was absentee, so. But anyway, Shelly, right? Her reaction to Keisha telling her about the tape wasn't the best, in my opinion. Like, the way she just stormed off and went to work, and the way she was just giving her daughter a hard time at first, I really didn't like her reaction. And I think that's why a lot of young people don't come forward to their parents and tell their parents things because of a reaction like that. Like, Keisha was devastated, right? I'm in my head like, girl, Keisha, chill. Keisha want to go live with her cousin. She just want to like not live with her mom anymore. But I'm like, Keisha, chill. Like, your mom just mad right now, right? But to me, I'm a mom as well. I have 2 children, right? And I'm just like, please help me make the right decision because parenting is so hard. But Shelly, I think she did make the wrong decision right in that moment. So I'm not sure what Keisha will be willing to tell her in the future just because of the way Shelly initially responded to that. But nonetheless, I love all of the parents in this show. I love Keisha and Justin. And I even love how this show didn't have any trauma, right? Let me tell you, this whole time I'm watching the show, I'm waiting for something bad to happen, right? The way they were foreshadowing, like the parents keep telling Justin to be careful when driving, and what to do in case he's pulled over by the police, right? I'm just like, oh my God, we're going to see a horrible confrontation with Justin and the police, right? And I'm also thinking, oh my God, the way Shelly kept telling Keisha, like, listen, you better not get pregnant. Like, pregnancy was a big conversation between Shelly and Keisha. I'm like, Keisha going to end up pregnant at the end of this. But none of that happened, right? None of that happened. What we saw actually happen at the end of this show was just a normal teenage love story. And I love that. No trauma. No, super dramatic negative thing happened to these 2 beautiful Black families. All right. So I'm excited for season 2, guys. In fact, I don't know if I have time today, right? My 2-year-old, she's taking a nap right now, but if she doesn't wake up for another hour, I want to do a video about what I want to see in season 2 because there's a lot of things in the series that I wanted to double click into and explore more of. So if I get time today, I do want to do another video on that. So I love you all. If you made it this far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you do like watching TV show reviews and movie reviews. Turn your notifications on too, because I might just do another Forever video. All right. Love you all. See you on the next video. Peace.